everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints getting set to take over, and they will be led out by the all-time leading passer in NFL history in his 19th year now in the NFL, Drew Brees. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Brees. That'll be complete to Cook. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Let's get a quick look at the Saints offense.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ballgame.
On play action, now Brees. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go right back to Cohen. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
And they should come in pretty well rested because they had their open week last week. Ideally, all teams want to have that open week later in the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off, rest up, heal up, and come in ready to play.
On third down, it's Gibson. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Here's second and 8. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He can run for it, and he will. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 9 yards that time on the keeper. Brings up fourth down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to pull off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. In the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Montgomery. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now pass complete here to Sanders. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Will Lutz on for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates with a Latavius Murray touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
And an alley to run. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 14 yards in a Chicago first down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And our attention here turns to Latavius Murray. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate that way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Breeze now on first down. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop you, keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll run here. It's Murray. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Well, a couple of good division battles coming up in primetime this weekend, starting tonight with Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then tomorrow on Monday night, it's the defending champs, the Patriots, on the road at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. 2 not to miss to close out Week 6. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. First down, a run with Cohen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore. On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got the first down here inside the 30. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play.
And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Terrell Pryor, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Bears defense now back onto the field. And a big reason they've got the lead here in the first half. Some of these hits we're going to see here.
Almost like they're a group of superheroes, right? Something out of a comic book. Boom, pow, biff. They are really playing well and making things happen on their side of the ball.
Taking me back to my childhood a bit.
There you go. You had a collection, didn't you?
I did.
5-9.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. That'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Murray, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a play fake here on first down. And got his man complete. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the...
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Josh Hill, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. And now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3-and-out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Offense.
Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And getting our first update now from Nashville. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. On third down, a run with Cohen. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Operating from the gun. Pryor, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's how we do it, baby.
You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Matt Ryan, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we take the long trip across the country, about as far as you can go. Check on the Seahawks in Seattle. And at this point, they trail the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah. And you know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nice stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
That's good for 28 yards.
Mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Just like that.
While we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success. How about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Pryor. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Got some real estate inside the 30. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Terrell Pryor, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Bears push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And this is Cook with a grab. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Pretty heavy traffic over the middle on that one, and somehow he emerged with the football. Way to possess it, despite all the extra contact and people around him.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. 2nd and 9 now. That is caught by Cohen. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
Well, that last run for a first down, it really should be the last straw for the defense. I don't care how many they've had in the box. They need to add more people.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. Pryor, and this one's incomplete. Trying to get it to Tariq Cohen out of the backfield. 3rd down here. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their history. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
17 there and a New Orleans first down. Brees now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brees. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go with Murray again, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. Throwing on first down is Brees. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. 29. Akeem Hicks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
And Ginn's got it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Well, they have had success when he keeps the ball running it, but not in that situation. I mean, I think we got an example of why NFL coaches really don't like their quarterback in the running game.
Because whether he keeps it or not, he's likely going to take a hit, isn't he?
No doubt.
And Owen coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Ready? Yellow lady. Double time. We go 21.
On 1st down, Murray. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might well go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Emmanuel Sanders, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz to try to add the PAT.
Big score, first step in their attempts to climb back into this game.
Yes, but still some work to do as they get within a score here. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that's another big-time run, and it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
On first down, Gibson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Ready.
On second down, it's Cohen. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Back to throw. Pryor. He's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. David Onyemata, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again. You hate to get the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown left, and Breeze is going to go down in the end zone. A safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit. And you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They try again with Cohen. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it.
And that is intercepted by the All-Pro safety, Eddie Jackson.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock, so 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off.
Right here.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cohen. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Bears, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.